about yourself. There's a lot of people on here that have never heard you before, and they might have seen you on stage, you know. So tell us, are you married? Are you single? Tell everyone your whole life. Here you go.
My whole life. My whole life in a nutshell. Hello, everybody. Lovely to see you all. So there's a few familiar faces. Yeah, so I'm Anna. I live in Swindon in Wiltshire, and I've been in the business for just over 10 years. So celebrated my 10th anniversary in April, and I'm a mum to 2 boys. So I've got Oscar, who is 12, and Jonah, who's 11, and a dog and a puppy. So pretty crazy, full-on life. Started the business when the boys were just literally 1 and 2, because I was working full-time selling new homes, and desperately didn't want to go back to work after having the boys. Obviously had them really close together. And actually it's really interesting, because I've kind of always been one of those people that my son actually said to me yesterday, "You don't really like working, do you?" And I said, "It's not that I don't like working. I really do put a lot of work in, but I like doing things that I've got a passion for." So I've never been, I know we spoke a little bit about this last night, Rob, but I've never been very good at having a job. I've always been a bit more entrepreneurial. I've had my own businesses, and I was always kind of looking for that thing that could help me achieve my goals in life, and I just never really knew what it was. Got introduced to UW, as I say, when the boys were tiny. And you know, I never knew at that point that this was the vehicle to get me where I wanted to be. In all honesty, it took me quite a while to realise that. It took me a good couple of years to get going with the business, because whilst I believed in it, I wasn't sure that other people would. So I just didn't really tell people about it. I was a bit of a secret agent, gathered customers, didn't sign up my first partner till probably 18 months, 2 years into the business. And wow. And that was a real kind of, that was a bit of a light bulb moment for me, actually. It's quite a funny story, because I went to see this couple, sign them up as Daffy Gold customers, and they were both in their 70s. And then after the appointment, they said to me, "Oh, can we do this?" And I was like, yeah, okay. And then they joined there and then, and that totally changed everything for me from that moment on, because I just thought, wow, like, who am I to prejudge? I don't know who's going to be interested, and actually I've not really been telling people about this. So that changed everything for me. And I have to say, from that day on, for me, building a team has just been the most exciting thing about this business.
Well, that's really interesting, Anna. So you didn't join to keep working really hard then. You joined to have the lifestyle with the boys, have the family stuff. So it wasn't about, I'm joining an opportunity so I could work really hard from 8 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night and make no money. So you joined to make a lot of money very quickly, spend the time with the family. And I think that's why most people join, isn't it, in reality? They join so they see an opportunity to get out of that work environment, or spend more time with the family, or maybe retire early, etc. You got your first recruit a few years into the business, which is incredible. Wow, just think if you started 2 years earlier, eh? You could be national group leader by now. So, but hey, just another 2 more years. That's all, another 2 more years. What is your level in the business, Anna May? Are you a QD? Are you a distributor? What level are you?
I feel like a QD some days. No, I'm group leader, heading towards senior group leader. And you know what? It's funny, because I think, you know, I've always done this business fairly part-time, and there's lots of people that have done it much quicker than me, and I've really learned not to be sort of beating myself up and comparing myself to other people. And it's interesting, the thing about, you know, I used to look back and think, oh, I can't believe it took me 2 years to get going, or 2 years to recruit my first partner, or whatever. Now I look at that like, well, actually, that's all part of my journey, and that's my story. And actually, I'm really relatable then to my team, because I can say to them, if they're having difficult times or they haven't got off to a really fast start, that actually that's okay. The important thing about this business is to keep going and keep being consistent. And that's all I have done. You know, I have never been a superstar. I have literally just kept going day in, day out, day in, day out. And I just think that's a really important message, actually, that you don't need to be a superstar. You don't need to be up there smashing it on the leaderboards every single month to build a massive business. You've just got to be consistent. And I think being real and honest, which is what I've always tried to do, is kind of, well, for me, that's been the best way to be, that I can be honest with my team. You know, during lockdown, the beginning of it, I really struggled, as I think lots of us did. And I just was honest with the team and said, you know, actually, I'm finding this quite difficult too. Should we all practice the remote sign-ups together? And we did. And then I managed to do it. So that's always kind of been the key thing for me, is the fact that you don't have to be the best person in your business.
Yeah, because, you know, I think it's that tortoise and the hare scenario, isn't it? You know, I've seen in my 20 odd years in the business, I've seen a lot of people absolutely fly at it. You know, they get to team leader, senior team leader, group leader, or even senior group leader. And then a few years later, people go, what happened to that person? Oh, they've quit, they've disappeared, or they're doing something else, and it's like, wow, you know, and I wish them all the best, you know. And I do find it fascinating that if they just kept going, plodded along, be consistent, you know, in some respects it is a job, isn't it, Anna? Because every day we get up and we go, you know, I've got my list of things to do today, and I go through that list, and tomorrow some of those things I haven't done today will be in tomorrow's list, and you just keep phoning those people, keep phoning the ones that said I'm going to think about it. And then also you get those odd emails or phone calls where people go, yes, I would like to sign up today, please. And isn't that a great start to the day? But there is also those disappointments where you're speaking to people, they say no, the time's not right, or give me a call in a month's time, and you seem to be getting nowhere. You know, as I did earlier, I put on this notice board, you know, here are the people that have been promoted, here are the people who have done wonderful things. And I used to look at those sometimes and go, I'm struggling. I haven't even got one customer. And how are these people like Alexa got 8 customers? And we're only halfway through the month, you know, what is she doing? And she's on a good run. You know, sometimes I think you get that buzzing in yourself. Once you get one, it's easy to get the next one. But how do you stay motivated? How do you stay focused, Anna? Because as your boys say, you don't like work. You like to play. You like to walk the dog and play. How do you stay focused and switched on? Because it's so easy to put this business down and to leave it. It's, you know, no disrespect, Anna, you're a group leader. I know how much money you must be earning. It's not a bad little income, bit of pocket money coming in every single month. It's very easy to go, I don't know what, the sun's out, it's summertime, the boys are off, you know, I'm going to go down the park, I'm going to go down the beach, I'm going to go and see mum and dad. And, you know, how do you still stay a little bit focused in this business?
That's a really good question, because I actually think that's one of the hardest things about this business, isn't it? You know, I remember when I started, it was said, the best thing about this business is you haven't got the boss, and the worst thing about this business is you haven't got a boss. And it is so true, because, you know, we all have those days, don't we, where we're like, oh, do you know what? I do just want to do nothing today, or I do just want to take the dog out. And actually what I've really learned is that I'm not going to ever feel guilty about that. You know, I spent the day yesterday with family, and we had a really nice time. And I just thought, I just really value those times. So I've learned to not feel guilty and to try and structure my day a little bit more. So for me, every single day I've got UW in my life. I am always doing something. But I know, because I'm always doing something, that it doesn't matter if I go off and do things like that, because then I know, you know, we had your call last night, Rob, and I spent lots of time, I was calling prospects yesterday in around the boys, and, you know, and I was doing all of these things. So for me, it's about having that activity every day. Can you bear with me 1 second? I need to let the puppy out.
Yeah, I'll talk to the team as you're doing, you know, everyday stuff, you know. Yeah. Isn't that cool? This is live. It's like a BBC news report, isn't it? This is live to the nation, and my main speaker, yes, she's back. She's back. You know, but, you know, Anna, you know, that's the reality of this business. It is, you know, do the things you want to do, because don't feel guilty. I know I like to play golf. And it's funny because some of my friends, you know, I go drinking with, I'm allowed to go out to the pub now. They say, oh, you're always playing golf. I'm like, hang on a minute. You don't see me working until 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night sometimes. You don't see me on the phone to my team when I'm driving to golf or those sort of things. You know, they think, which I suppose it's the perception I'm putting across. They think I'm retired and living the life, but you know, and don't get me wrong, I don't see this as work. This is not work. This is fun. This is sharing experiences with the team. And if we can get one or two of our team on this call today going, oh my God, I want to be like Anna. I want to be like Rob. I just want to spend time with the family. I want to do the things I want to do. All I need to do is earn £1,000 a month or two, whatever it is. You know, if we can get anyone on the Zoom call to that level, I know dramatically how much that's going to change their lives.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, the thing is for me, I've got, you know, I'm very visual. So I've got the goals I want to achieve in my life. I've got the vision. I've always known where I want to be. So I'm very into vision boards, goal setting, all of that. So that for me keeps me on track massively. But, you know, I want to enjoy the journey. That's what I've always thought with UW. And I'm the same as you, Rob. I love this business. And, you know, and when anybody in the team ever gets stressed, I'm like, whoa, you know, this is supposed to be a fun business. You're supposed to get out of bed and want to do it. And that's how I've always felt with this business. So I think it's really important to get that balance right. Because what I think can happen sometimes is we kind of take it on so much that it becomes almost overwhelming sometimes. And I think it's about just getting that balance right of, you know, getting where you want to be, but actually really enjoying it, because it is such a wonderful business. And I think that's why I'm still enthusiastic and passionate about it 10 years in, because it totally doesn't feel like work. I love it. And so it's kind of easy to do. But that doesn't mean that I'm sat at the desk, you know, from 8 till 5 every day, hammering out calls. I fit it in around my life like everybody else does, which is just the way that it works, you know. And I think then that's attractive to other people because they can see that actually they can fit it in around their family and their work. So it's just got to be real, I think.
Yeah. I think we have different personalities within the industry. You have those red individuals that if we said to them, I'm going to spend time with the family today, they would think we're mad. They would be saying to themselves, you should be working. You know, there's one opportunity in life and et cetera, et cetera. But then there's the others, like you and I, you know, a little bit yellow, go, do you know what? I want to spend time with the family. I want to go and walk the dog. And it's what you want to do. It's your business. What do you want to do? And it comes back to goal setting, you know. Sometimes you need to write down actually what you really, really want to do, not what you think you should be doing because Rob says so, or Wes Linden says so, or UW says so. You've got to be saying to yourself, what do I want? What do I want out of this? Where do I want to be in a year's time? Do I want to be working from 8 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night? Or do I just want to do this very part-time, build a residual income up of several £1,000s a month, and do the things you want to do? Because otherwise it's not enjoyable. And what's the point of doing it? Might as well get a job otherwise. Hey, Anna.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And everybody's different. And that's the beauty of this, isn't it? You know, like you say, I do what I want to do. And lots of people are totally different. And I do think it's a different business now anyway, because, you know, people can earn so much more, so much quicker. And I love seeing people now, you know, on the monthly buzz the other day, Stu and I were sitting there going, wow, these people that, you know, STL in a year is phenomenal. And that's really exciting. So, you know, it's a totally different business now, isn't it? And I just think, but I don't look at that and go, oh, well, it's all right for them because they've managed to do it in a year. I'm really excited for people. And I think, you know, brilliant that we've now got the opportunity to bring these people into our teams, that it will just explode even quicker. So I love really seeing how the business has changed. Trish, did you say something about goals then pop up, I saw?
Yeah, let's have a quick look. Trish says, did you all set goals? How do you help your team to do this? Good question.
Yeah, so I've always set goals. God, back when I kind of first started, I used to do a lot. I've done a few talks to Rob about goal setting. For me, it's always been like my favourite subject. And I've just kept it really personal. What I always started doing was I used to, I still do it, write down a list of goals that I want, and I had it stuck on my fridge in my kitchen. and it was about 3 A4 pages long. And I have to tell you, it was just the best thing. So I literally wrote down everything that I wanted, and I still do this all the time, but they can be material things, they can be experiences, they can be things that I want to learn. So there was things like having singing lessons, learning to sew, lots of different things like that. So not just, you know, I want a Ferrari, I want a massive house. It's all the little things, because I actually think the little things are the more important things. Loads and loads of stuff on there, stuck it on the fridge. I tell you what, do it, because it works for so many reasons. It works because you're putting it out there. So if you're putting it out there, it's going to come back to you. The other great thing is it's such a good talking point, because when people used to come round to the house, they'd really engage with it. And, you know, my friends would come round, they'd all be reading it and seeing what goals were on there and asking me, you know, about it. Quite a few of the things that were on my list back in the early days happened because people had seen them. So, for example, my dad saw that I wanted singing lessons, so he booked me some singing lessons. My friends saw that I really wanted to go to this restaurant, so they took me to this restaurant. And it's really lovely that actually by putting goals out there, they start happening. And I've always done it with the kids as well. So the kids have their own goal lists. I've always done vision boards. So my vision board currently, I couldn't decide where to put it, right? So I've put it in our downstairs loo, and my father-in-law came to see us at the weekend. He said, I've been standing there doing a wee, looking at your goals, which I thought was a little bit weird. But I thought, do you know what? People are in there. They spend a bit of time in there. They can look at my goals, and it's such a great talking point. But I just thought, you know, if you've got stuff up around, and you said earlier about Rob, about, you know, how do you keep on track? That for me is the thing that keeps me on track. If I'm having one of those days where I feel a bit like, oh, I can't really be bothered today, I look at my vision board, I look at my goals, I sit and visualize, you know, and I think, actually, I want to achieve all these things. I'm not going to achieve all these things by sitting here not doing anything.
I love the way your goals also have personal development in there, like sewing and singing lessons. I must have some singing lessons. You know, my karaoke skills are not that good. I know Steve Henderson's pretty good, but I'm not that good. But yeah, so goals, a vision board, and we were talking yesterday. My vision board is my computer screen. So when I don't touch the mouse, within about a minute, the pictures pop up, and it's the biggest buzz ever. And even now, you know, Emily's gone out to walk the dog, but sometimes I'll be in the office doing some paperwork, writing some stuff down, and then this picture will pop up, and I'll say to Emily, "Oh my God, look at this! You know, that's where we want to go on holiday, or that's where we were a year ago." And memories and emotions, people. I always remember that saying. I think Chris Williams said it. One of the goal-setting things was like, you know, could you walk across a plank of wood, a 20-foot plank of wood, if it was just a few feet off the floor? And we all go, yeah. And he says, well, if it's above 2 skyscrapers or 100 feet up, could you walk across it? We go, no. But he then says, but what if your son or daughter was at the other end and the building was burning at the other end? Could you get across that board? And you go, yes, I would. Because power of emotion, power of, like, you know, you've got to find that thing that's really going to drive you. And what I like, what UW have done, is the holiday tracker. You know, you look at the holiday tracker, you go, how many points have I got? How many points do I need? Oh, have I done 4 points minimum this month? That's what I'm looking at the moment. Have I done the minimum first? But yeah, it's having that vision, staying on track. How do you stay positive, Anna?
Oh, do you know what? I mean, I've always been a positive person. And I tell you what has hugely helped me throughout lockdown is, I mean, I have always been glass half full, because I just always try and put a positive spin on everything. And actually, lockdown knocked me a little bit, and I'm sure lots of people resonate with this, because I think for a lot of us, probably particularly in UW, when you're a really positive person, something like that happens, I felt a bit like, oh, hang on, I should be able to cope with this. And I don't like these feelings that I'm getting, that I'm feeling down some days. And, you know, it was a really scary time, wasn't it, at the start of it? And, you know, suddenly your whole world's changed, and you've got your kids with you full time, and it's chaos. But 2 things really, really helped me. First one is personal development. So I've massively upped my game with personal development over lockdown. I've been reading so much. I read every single day. I listen every single day in the car to personal development. That's really helped me. The other thing that helped me stay positive, there's three things actually, but I think they're quite important things. The other thing that really helped me stay positive was just focusing on connection. So I had a really good chat with Steve Critchley at the beginning of lockdown. I said to him, I'm struggling a bit actually, Critch. You know, it's all new to me and I've got the kids here and I don't know what to do. And he said to me, just focus on connection. That's what you do best. Just focus on connection, keep in touch with everybody. And that really helped to kind of go, actually, yeah, I can do that. So keeping the team upbeat then in turn kept me upbeat. And that was my number one goal, was for us all to get through lockdown, coming out of this really strong, which we have as a team. It's been amazing, you know, and I've just kept going with that, checking in on everybody, making sure people are okay, sending people cards and flowers and presents and, you know, notes, and just checking everyone's okay has kept me positive. And then the final thing that I've done, for the past month, I've been doing gratitude every single day. And I know you mentioned last night, Rob, about being grateful. It has honestly transformed things for me. So every day, every morning, I write. I've got my book here, my dream book, and literally every single day I have written down, without fail, 10 things that I'm grateful for. And I have to say, when I first started it at the beginning of lockdown, I thought, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find 10 things to be grateful for every day. You know, it's lockdown, we're stuck in our houses. But you know what? I actually found it really easy, because what it does is it really helps you focus on the little things. And some of the things in there are really small, you know, but what it's helping me do is look for the little things, and rather than focusing on the negative things. So now if it's raining, you know, I think, oh, well, actually it's great it's raining, it's the plants need it and it's making the flowers in the garden look good, rather than moaning about the fact that it's raining. And what's really interesting is we got a new car a couple of weeks ago. Now there's two pieces to this story. Sorry, I'm rambling on a bit, but it's quite interesting. So I wrote a vision 5 years ago about me driving a Range Rover Sport with 2 dogs in the back. And a couple of weeks ago, we got a Range Rover Sport and a puppy. So we got 2 dogs, which is really cool. So that vision came true because I've written it down. But then a week after we got the car, Stu came in and said, somebody's keyed the car. And, you know, a few months ago, both of us would have been pretty hacked off about that. But because we've been doing this gratitude, both of us were so chilled and just were like, well, it's just one of those things, you know, what can we do about it? It's okay, we can get it fixed, nobody's been hurt. And my husband even like totally surprised himself, you know, he was like, I can't believe that I'm reacting like this, you know. And it was such a powerful feeling, and actually really empowering to think, wow, we've both been really chilled about this. And 100% that is down to doing the daily gratitude, because it just really helps you turn things into a positive. And it doesn't mean for 1 minute that I've not had days where I've felt hacked off or fed up or whatever, but I've really found that it has it's really quickly got me out of that feeling, if that makes sense. Whereas I think sometimes it's really easy to dwell on stuff, but just by being very aware of things that you should be grateful for, it's helped massively. So I would really, if people have not done that before, I would really urge you to do it. It makes a huge difference the way you feel.
Be grateful, be thankful. It's very easy to be angry at situations. It doesn't create any positive emotions. People are not attracted to you if you're angry. They're attracted to you if you're positive, upbeat all the time. And obviously the talk guy that keyed your car, you know, here, I'll have his karma, you know, or was it BT? I can't remember, but you know. And when you take your car, in to get repaired, and you know the service manager says, you know, and you talk to him about this opportunity, he might join your team, he might be your next SGL, and you go, wow, look at that, you know, that BT man did me a favour or something. So there'll always be a positive spin.
There will, and you say, Rob, you know, it's so true. So many people have joined my team over the years because they've said, I've joined because of you, because you obviously love it, you know, and you're happy and you're enthusiastic and you're positive. And that's what people want, you know. And I think more than ever, we have to be that shining beacon that are excited and are giving people something to look forward to. You know, people want fun in their lives because they've had months and months of doom and gloom, and we are able to offer them that opportunity. So I think actually being positive and being enthusiastic is like one of the best things you can be, really. It will just bring people to you.
As I said last night, you know, life can be pretty rubbish, can't it? You know, there's always something that gets thrown into our plate every day, and you can either react and go, or you go, hey, put that to one side, right, come on, you know, be grateful for where we are, you know, because people are attracted by positive people, and they'll want to work with positive, like-minded people. They're very few and far between, but God bless, there are a few of us out there, a few of us angels, as I say. So, well, I'm an angel, I know that. I'm sweet and innocent, I am. So, anyhow, top tip, go and do some personal development. Maybe write out some dream goals today. What are your targets? Where do you want to be in a year, 5 years from now? Have a bit of fun with it. You know, maybe personal development, maybe it is the materialistic things, but think about the stuff with the family, things to do with others. You know, I always say, you know, at Christmas and birthdays, I don't buy my daughter presents, I buy her experiences, you know, and same for Emily, you know, we can buy presents any time of the day, but you buy an experience, you know, go away on a holiday or a weekend away, you'll have those memories for years, whereas a material thing can break, or, you know, so yeah. Anna, thank you for your time. Absolutely a glow of light in the morning. You've woken us all up. We're now going to walk the dog in our Range Rovers. No, in all seriousness, we're gonna enjoy the journey. That's the important bit. Enjoy the journey. Whether we work today or not, that's entirely up to our own individual situations. But more importantly, enjoy the journey. Otherwise, it's not worth it, is it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think you've got to. I think that's the most important thing. Is if you love what you do. Steve Jobs says, didn't he? If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, and that's the way I feel with UW, really. So. Yes.
It's you know, it's the most powerful business we have, most powerful business opportunity. So many people can enjoy it and get so much from it. So, guys, have a great day. Thank you again, Anna. And we'll see you all next week. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.